All right, how we doing, everybody? Happy Friday. Um, we're here to talk about Venom. I gotta start this whole video by saying I love the voice that they did for Venom. I think it was pretty much right on and perfect. Um, Before I start talking about what I like about the movie and etc., let's talk about the cast and things to that effect. So we had Tom Hardy playing Eddie Brock, and Eddie Brock is the first Venom. In the comics, there have been others, including I think Flash Thompson, who was more of an assassin type and had guns and etc. As well. There are also different symbiotes. I don't know who's knows, basically the Spider-Man mythos. But this, if we're going to talk about origin stories, so this is basically it follows the cartoon more than it does the comic origin of Venom, because of the fact that they cannot do Secret Wars. The symbiote originally appeared in Secret Wars way back in, I think, the late 80s, I think it was, where Peter Parker found a suit where all of the, wasn't a suit, it was this alien creature. He didn't know it was an alien creature. He just thought it was some kind of technology that gave him a new suit. So the suit, whatever man he wanted in his head, would change to. So he could be regular clothes, it would be the red costume, the black costume, whatever, but defaulted to this black costume. And that was the first time we'd ever seen Spider-Man in a black costume, was during Secret Wars. And what the storyline was that everybody, all the superheroes were brought to this kind of a war planet, and it was a gladiatorial type of situation. So anyway, that's and of course he found out that it was feeding off him, etc., and it was kind of altering him to a certain degree, kind of like what they did in Spider-Man 3, but not very well. And he got rid of it, and it ended up with Eddie Brock, and it was a face-off between Spider-Man and Venom forever. And then, of course, Venom had his own nemesis, like Carnage and things to that effect. But anyway, this film was directed, if I just had his name, by Ruben Fleischer. And he's an executive producer of a lot of television, like Superstore and things to that effect. But he's also directed some. He directed Zombieland. He's about to do Zombieland 2, among other things. But I wouldn't say the directing was bad on this on any level. I think that it could have been better. I think that the directing could have been better, depending on who they would have brought in. But I didn't dislike the directing. I just think that it could have been better. So as far as the acting is concerned, Tom Hardy did a great job. He was likable. He had his problems, but overall he was very, very likable. And the relationship between him and Michelle Williams, she's very talented, but the parts that she picks are hit and miss for me. But she definitely has a huge range, because she also played Glinda in The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, or whatever like the title of that was with James Franco. But she definitely has all those different tones. I also saw her in All the Money in the World and stuff like that. So she definitely has a huge amounts of facets. And I really, really, really liked her character in this. I thought that the character wasn't overdone, but she was very, very strong and commanding, and she knew what she wanted, and she kind of got all wrapped up in everything that happens in the Venom movie. So, but I really liked her characterization. I like how she played it. And then we were just talking about Riz Ahmed in the Sister's Brother, the Sister's Sister Brothers. Yeah, the Sisters Brothers. I always get that. That title always gets me. But anyways, we were just talking about him and how good he was in that, and that he was from Rogue One and everything else, and boom, he appears here as the villain in Venom. There's a lot of these there, but yeah, I mean, this guy's getting a lot of play. Good for him. He's a decent actor. So overall, I think the acting of Venom is very good. I think that they made Venom like he is in the comics. So I had no complaint with the adaptation from the comics. I wish that they would have had the spider emblem on him, but there was no reason for him to have the spider venom spider emblem because of the fact that they didn't introduce Spider-Man here at all. And I know there's some of my friends going, I want Spider-Man to make an appearance in Venom, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I really want it to happen, so I'm just telling you up front, Spider-Man does not make an appearance. But because of, I guess, his relationship, the director's relationship with Woody Harrelson, from Zombieland and probably other things, that Woody Harrelson does make an appearance. He does a cameo, but I won't tell you what part it is until we do the spoilers. But overall, I didn't do a review on Upgrade. If you haven't seen Upgrade, it's a low-budget film, I think, but done by Blumhouse, but it's very, very good. I really enjoyed it. This has a lot of similarities to Upgrade. So if you see this and you see Upgrade, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I really liked how his relationship with the symbiote and the fight scenes are really good, and the car chases and all the action side is really good, and you really end up feeling for the character. And of course, Stan Lee has to make his appearance also. But I'll go into the spoilers here in a second. But it's again, I've got a lot of similarities to Upgrade in a good way. And I thought I was invested in the characters. I was. So I really liked the film. I laughed when I was supposed to laugh. I was laughing at it. I mean, I'm laughing with it, not at it. So that's always good, as opposed to like Predator, where I was kind of laughing at it. But no, here it was all intentional. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Venom, the Venom comics. I'm not a huge fan of Spider-Man in general, but I liked what they did with it, and I thought they did a good job. And I'm probably going to give it a 7. It's not a great film. It's not like Avengers, but it was entertaining for sure, and definitely worth a watch if you are a comic book fan. If you're a Tom Hardy fan, it's definitely worth going to see. So let's go into spoilers, but that's my rating for Venom. See you shortly. And remember to subscribe. And thanks again for watching.